Limit Break Overdrive with another Path of Exile video, this one being about the Balance Manifesto for the curses. It's more about the hexes rather than all of the curses. Hexes are like vulnerability and temp chains, basically anything that apply a curse into an area, like they can affect multiple enemies. And a mark is just against one enemy, being a rare or unique, so it's more about the standard curses. So I'm not sure if these changes will affect marks. I'm gonna say no, but we're gonna have to see. But so far these are pretty good changes, and when I first read that, I was wondering why they were nerfing like pretty much everything, but because of one line it's probably a buff to most things, not occultist I believe, because they've changed that, but we're gonna talk about that later. Yeah, so bosses had a hidden mechanic where like map bosses had 33% reduced effect of curses against them, and pinnacle bosses had 66%. So now that is gone. So for that reason they rebalanced some of the skills, but overall I believe we're gonna have more damage. Like I said, maybe not occultist. I don't play occultist, so I don't know. But yeah, hexes are stronger against unique enemies, where it really matters then, because when we are mapping, usually we have enough damage, mostly. So yeah, hexes and not marks, as I said. Doom has been removed from the game, so you don't have Doom build up and all that kind of shit. I've never played with. Skills have been adjusted to compensate for the loss of Doom, like Hex Blast and Impending Doom. Is it enough? I have no fucking clue, because I've never played that, but at least they thought about that, so that's something nice of them. Then we're gonna jump to the uniques. So the uniques that have been reworked, we have only one example of, and we have one example of new uniques, but basically they buffed, according to them, the uniques that were hex related and that were working with Doom. One example of these rework is the Eretic's Veil, that now gives +2 level of Soggated Curse instead of +1, and they get 30% increased reservation efficiency instead of 20, and this is because of Blasphemy. So I'm not sure if this is enough or not, but at least they buffed it to compensate for the changes they've made. And this unique I really like. It gives you chance to gain power charges when you cast a curse spell, but more importantly, it makes your curse limit equal to your maximum power charges. So in Path of Exile, you can only have one curse active at a given time, unless you have special items that increases that to +2 or ascendancy point for occultist. But now, if you wear this ring, you get 3 curses without any investment in power charges. So that's pretty dope, pretty good, I'd say. I assume this is gonna be used in some pretty strong builds or curse bots, but I'm gonna have to see. The next part is about the Hex Touch gems, meaning Hex on hit, or I believe Mark on hit, but I think it's more about Hex on hit. Basically, you get even less effectiveness, and it's worse for some of the gems like vulnerability, because it scales with the level 1 gem, and at level 1 these gems are stronger, so now they're making that more even across the board, and they're gonna be, I don't know if they're gonna be stronger at level 20, but I mean they're gonna be twice as strong at level 20 compared to level 1. I think that's it. So for mapping it's probably a nerf, but again, thanks to this, we're still probably gonna have more damage against bosses, so that's fine. And they removed some added additional effect of curses to counteract, first of all, this curse bots and people that invest a lot in curses. This I find weird. Maybe it's really OP, but I don't believe it is. But I mean, when you invest into a mechanic, usually you have to be stronger in it than somebody that does not. So I'm not sure why they say this. I'm not really the most knowledgeable guy in curses, but alright, that's what they're saying. But again, for the normal guy that just use a curse because it's more damage, it's probably gonna be a buff. So for that it's fine, but for more niche things, I'm not really sure. Maybe you can tell me down in the comments what this implies for like occultists and people that use a lot of curses. I don't know, and I'd like to know. The more you know, the better. And they say they want to reduce the gap between players that, yeah, like I said, that invest a lot. It doesn't make sense. Like I said, I'm just reading my notes. And they reward the occultist ascendancy, but I don't think we have the full details. But basically, they've changed the node, the one concerning malediction, and the one that gives profane bloom gives you the curses effect X-proof monsters as well, and they picked something and put it on the passive skill tree. So maybe we're gonna get a new node, a new ascendancy node for the occultist, counteract that. I'm not sure, but it's probably the only thing that can be considered a nerf in this manifesto. So overall, it is good. For me, it's perfect, because I don't play spellcasters, I've never played occultist, so it doesn't affect me. But we have the thing about the people that are affected by this, so I'm not sure how it's gonna be. We're probably gonna learn more in the patch notes about the ascendancy that's being reworked. And last thing I wanted to talk about is that they buffed both temporal chains and enfeeble against bosses, and from what they say, against pinnacle bosses you could get at most 4% reduced action speed against these bosses, and you could get about double that just by chilling. It was really bad, so now this is going to be buffed a lot, as well as enfeeble, so it can be a different way to get defense, basically, because if the boss is slower and does less damage, and it's like a defensive layer. Not sure if people will use that. I probably won't with my build, because if nothing changes, I'm still going with Bone Shatter Jog, the build I did last league. Shameless plug. I've got a build guide for that, and I use either Poacher's Mark or Assassin's Mark with Mark on hit, so not gonna be affected. But if they change melee enough, I might tinker with other few builds, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, this is the manifesto. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I have not read any comments about anything. Just read that, and these are my first impressions. I'm gonna watch Zizren's video and probably others too, because I like to try to be as knowledgeable as I can on every subject in the game, because I really like this fucking game. But yeah, thanks for watching. The next video will probably be the reveal in 4 days. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will be seeing you at the next league reveal in 4 days. Have a good day.